Lembas Bread, an elven way bread from Middle-earth. Lembas bread is the famous food of the Elves from The Lord of the Rings. This bread was made in Lothlórien by the Elves. According to Legolas Greenleaf of the Woodland Realm, one bite can fill the stomach of a grown man. He said, "We call it lembas or way bread, and it is more strengthening than any food made by men." The food was in the form of very thin cakes made of meal that was baked a light brown on the outside, and inside was the color of cream.
Lembas. Elvish way bread. One small bite is enough to fill the stomach of a grown man. How many did you eat? 4.
The recipe I used is based on the flat Italian onion bread recipe found in the book The Secrets of Jesuit Bread Making by Brother Rick Curry, Society of Jesus. There are other recipes available on the internet if you'd like to try some other ones. This one is called Elven bread. The ingredients for the dough include 1 package of instant dry yeast, 1 cup of warm water about 90 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. If it's too cold, it won't activate and start to reproduce, and if the water is too warm, it'll kill the yeast. So you want it right around 100 degrees plus or minus 10. 2 tablespoons of honey or sugar, 2 tablespoons of olive oil or another type of cooking oil you'd like to use, a half a teaspoon of salt, and 4 cups of all-purpose flour or a whole wheat flour. For the toppings, 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and those are mixed together and then drizzled over the top. And those are used to keep the herbs and seasonings on top of the lembas bread. Combine the yeast and warm water in a small bowl, stirring until dissolved, and add 1 tablespoon of the honey or sugar. Set this aside for 5 minutes. It will get bubbly if the yeast is active. Mix the remaining tablespoon of honey or sugar with the 2 tablespoons of oil and the salt. Beat vigorously for 10 minutes while adding the flour. Then add the yeast mixture to the dough. Turn it out onto a floured surface and knead it for 15 minutes until the dough is smooth and elastic. Place the dough ball in a large bowl that has been lightly oiled and coat all the dough with the oil. Cover with plastic wrap or damp towel and let it rise in a warm, draft-free place for about 1 hour, when it should have doubled in size. Punch the dough down and cover it again with the damp towel for 10 more minutes. Roll the dough out and place it on a baking sheet. Cut into 3-inch squares, then score each square diagonally, but not all the way through. Paint each square with the butter and oil mixture to hold the toppings onto the lembas bread. Add the desired toppings on each square. I had an assortment of different herbs and spices and salts that are used to mix with vinegar and oil for dipping bread into, and I used these on top of the squares, each one having a different topping. Bake at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes. The outside should be brown and the inside should be white and soft. Once you make these, you will enjoy them with the toppings that you add to it. Or if you don't add toppings when you cook it, you can add toppings afterwards. I like these with the pickled eggs that you'll see in one of my previous recipes. They can also be used to make sandwiches with slices of meat. Thank you for watching.